I don't think they even called
Hello,
it.
everybody. Welcome to Sportsbook Review. We're now discussing, obviously, the Premier League outrights are out. First question is there any value to back them? Is this more just a sort of a debate discussion? And how hard is it really to predict the winners? Joining us now, obviously, is Team Bankroll, Stuart from tipsterhq.com, sportswriter Marty Green, Alex from Need for Tips, and big man on campus at Jeff Nadu. If you want to follow any of them on Twitter, their contact details are in the description box. It is close. It's not great odds. Let's just talk about betting the outright of the Premier League. It's a long time to wait. It's a year investment, basically. Stuart, you're the value man. What's your take on the betting the outrights?
I really don't think there's much value at all. I mean, what I like to do is I like to get in early, get my bet on, and then trade out. I mean, I made a bit of money with Liverpool and a bit of money with Arsenal this season, trading out early. You know, trading out when they were looking good at their very best, shall we say. And right now, looking at this, the only team I can see that seems badly priced is Tottenham.
Exactly, Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm a Spurs fan. I ain't betting on Spurs to win the league. Come on, that's just jinxing it. That'd be crazy.
Let me do it for you, Stuart. Don't worry.
But that you're saying that we should maybe look to back it, but you're not going to back your own team.
Let me do it for you, Stuart. At nine, incredible odds. Okay, you will give me the beer at the end of the season. At 9, if they bring 2-3 players more, and if they will not sell any of them, and if the manager will stay in also for the next season, I think that is a pretty sure thing. Not pretty sure. Let's say 85% that Tottenham is one of the biggest contenders of the title.
Alex, let me put it this way: if Spurs win the league, I will come to Romania. We'll meet up in Bucharest, and I will buy you the beers for a night. That is how I feel if Spurs can win the league. I will be super happy. That would be expensive with Alex.
About 10 cents. You can buy beers all night there for about £1.
What about Martin? What about your team, Arsenal? They're priced 13. Can they do it? They obviously do not have Champions League commitments this or next season. Maybe the title will be a little bit easier for them.
Well, you would hope so. You would hope so. It certainly paid off for Chelsea this time around. I think there's far too much uncertainty around Arsenal right now to even contemplate a bet like that. You don't know who's going to be the manager or what sort of business they're going to do in the summer. I can't believe these odds, really. I think the bookmakers just haven't learned anything from this season. They made Man City the favourites this time around, and they just were dreadful. Pep Guardiola seems a bit flummoxed by this league. They've obviously put these odds out based on the transfer business that they expect the Manchester clubs to do. But I can't believe that Chelsea aren't favourites to win the title next season after the dominance that they've showed this time around and the skill that Antonio Conte has shown as a manager. I totally agree that the best value though has to be on Tottenham. At 8-1, I can get
Martin,
9 points.
What do you think, Martin? If Arsene Wenger will be out from Arsenal, the odds will get lower or higher?
Lower.
I think they probably might stay around the same because
Lower, I'd say.
It's got so much uncertainty. I mean, if Arsene Wenger leaves now, then you've got a situation where there's no manager and no signings in place in June. It's going to make the handover from Sir Alex Ferguson to David Moyes look positively organised and planned compared to it. It would just be chaos at the Emirates all summer. Can't see it happening. I'm pretty sure he's going to sign a new 2-year deal and just hand over a bit more control to some sort of directors of football. But yeah, I just don't really see any value in that. I like Tottenham each way. I mean, you can get 8-1 on Tottenham and then go each way. You get a third of the odds with most bookmakers if they finish in the top 2. With Bet365, you can get a fifth of the odds if they finish in the top 3. So you're still getting 8-5. So you'll still be in profit even if they finish second or third. Finished third last season, second this season. I think they can definitely be up there.
First next season.
Yeah, for next season, I think they'll be better than. I think they could do better than Man City. I think they'll do better than Arsenal, better than Liverpool. I think they'll be fighting it out with Chelsea and maybe a resurgent.
The only question is now that everyone, all the top teams right now, they will have Champions League. So it was really good for Chelsea not having Champions League, focusing only on the Premier League and winning the title with easiness, let's say. But I think that right now playing also Champions League, it will be tough for some of the teams. So you need to have a really good bench from my point of view to be able to fight in both situations, also Premier League, also Champions League.
I think that's what's going to scupper Arsenal, because they've got Europa League to contend with, and that is a lot of trouble. You know, it's not a particularly great competition to be in. However, Manchester United fans may feel about it right now. You know, you've got to look at it and you've got to say a lot of travel, and you're always playing Thursday, Sunday, which does you no good whatsoever. It doesn't help. As a Spurs fan, I can say that from experience.
But it all depends whether they bother with it. I, as an Arsenal fan, I'd be happy if they go and try to win it, because we might actually stand half a chance and we won't get humiliated by Bayern Munich or Barcelona like we normally do. But there is a good chance that they'll just field reserves and not even bother with it. Arsene Wenger really doesn't rate the competition very highly. So if he's in charge, he might just, you know, keep back his best players and not send them on crazy trips to Russia and wherever it is they want to go on a Thursday night. So I think that all depends. But yeah, good point about the size of your squad. I think that's why Liverpool will probably struggle next season unless they really, really bolster their squad, because they're pretty light and they'll have to deal with the rigour of Champions League football. So I think they could miss out on the top four next time around. But it is very early days, isn't it? Very early days. A lot.
Very early days, and it's a lot of, you know, it's a small investment for such a long time. Big man, what is your take on the outrights? Do you back the outrights like this in the States? Which team do you think will be crowned victors next year?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of doing this in college basketball. I've already put some college basketball in for next year. But, yeah, you know, you look at these odds. I mean, there's just not a hell of a lot of value in tying your money up for a year on a 3 or 4 to 1. And, you know, like Stuart said multiple times, I'm mostly looking to get my money out anyway. So I'm just not seeing a ton of value. Like these guys said, Tottenham presents some good value at 8 or 9 to 1, but you have to wonder, I mean, how will they play next year in Wembley Stadium? They have not played well there over their career. I think that's an ominous thing hanging over their head. But look, Harry Kane is a complete star. You look at what he's done with the fact that they have just, you know, possibly, you know, probably the second best manager in the Premier League. Just a lot of good things to look forward to if you're a Tottenham fan. Plus, I think this goes a long way here in the States. I think it also goes a long way over there. Unfinished business. They were so close this year to getting to the league title. They missed out on, you know, 1 or 2 games. If they go a different way, who the hell knows what happens? I think at that value, it's tremendous. Look, I got to be honestly interested in Manchester United. I think with some of the news coming in with, you know, Griezmann and Bellotti from Torino, look, they're, I think, pointing to make plenty of moves here in the off season. You know, you have to also look at Marcus Rashford. I mean, he kind of looked, you know, towards the end of the season like a guy that could have a career-defining season maybe next year. They have a good goalie. Their defense is good. I'm sure they'll lose some stuff there, but look, you know, the season ended on a high note. I think they're going to want to get back into to resurgence again. Both of those, but yeah, for me, Tottenham, it's hard to pass that up. I would take a shot with that just to do it, but for the most part, there's just no value in taking some of these. I want 12, 14, 20 to 1. And over there, you're just not getting
Take Leicester then. If you want 20 to 1, take Leicester.
But I'm not taking Leicester.
201.
Yeah, but over here, I can get a team that's going to be like a top 25 team all year. I can get them at 20 to 1, 30 to 1, and all I need them to do is kind of get there. I don't think Leicester has any shot. Like Stoke's not going to make it do anything. Everton's not going to do anything. There's no real value for me to do that. It's throwing my money away, and I don't see any particular way I'm going to be able to get it out. So I need some glimmer of hope, and I just don't see it in a lot of these.
Yeah, you make a very good point as well about obviously Tottenham playing at a new stadium. They'll be playing at Wembley until White Hart Lane is rebuilt. Stuart, how do you think this will affect Spurs?
It will not be called White Hart Lane. It will be called sponsored name here, is what they're doing. They still haven't chosen a name because nobody's put enough money up yet. It's going to be interesting because I don't think we've won at New Wembley yet. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe the last League Cup win we had. Yeah, one win in like 15 matches or something. We won at New Stadium. But of course, it's going to be our home stadium next season, so they're going to get used to it. I think there is a lot to be said about getting used to a stadium and playing in it pretty much week in, week out.
Yeah.
The new training ground they've got.
Be good if they make the cup final. They did really well.
Sorry.
Yeah, we saw also with West Ham they struggled, and then obviously got used to their new home. So this could be quite good for Spurs to actually get to grips with playing at Wembley.
I think there's a major difference between the Olympic Stadium and Wembley Stadium. Wembley's designed for football. The Olympic Stadium is designed for athletics. So, you know, there's going to be a major difference between the two. And the other thing is Spurs have got a training ground and they've got a pitch that is set up with exactly the same kind of grass, exactly the same dimensions as the Wembley pitch. And they're going to be training on that in the preparation to the season. So as long as Spurs keep Harry Kane fit all season long, and that was the problem this season, he missed 11 weeks, keep him fit all season long and maybe make a couple of decent purchases, then they've got a chance. Manchester United, they got to spend 250 million plus to get the players they need to win the league. And they probably will spend that kind of money.
Yeah, talking about Harry Kane, he is actually the favourite right now to be top goal scorer. You get that 3.5, Sergio Aguero is second, 5, Romelu Lukaku, 5.5, Diego Costa 6. Do you think Harry Kane's the man to back there to be Premier League's top goal scorer?
Yeah, definitely. He's got it the last 3 seasons in a row, and it's a really dodgy market because you're always at the whims of someone getting injured. And it's happened about 3 times this season. Harry Kane's got injured and should never have won this because he keeps missing so many games. But it didn't even matter. He scored 7 goals in his last 2 games. He's played far fewer games than any of his rivals up there and still won it. I think he'll do it again. Yeah, 3.5 looks a good bet.
He'll break.
I think that if Tottenham will win the league, for sure Harry Kane will be the top goal scorer. But I have an underdog also, Gabriel Jesus at 8 right now. I think that. Okay, it was his first year. He was also injured, but I think that he's a really good player. And next year, if he will not get injured, he will do a great year for Manchester City. He will be the key player in the attack, from my point of view, for Pep Guardiola. Aguero, for me, is not a top goal scorer. Never was and never will be. I don't think that he will stay at the team. But I think that the best talk that we can do for Premier League outrights and stuff like that will be in at the beginning of August, when we will know all the transfers, all the managers, if they will go or stay, and we will have a clear view of what is happening there.
I agree. It's a better topic to approach as we get after the transfer and we know actually the teams that we're dealing with. There's a bit of value though. Just one of the markets I want to talk about is to finish top 4. And Tottenham, make sure you shop around for your odds here, as high as 1.71 at 10bet for Tottenham to finish in the top 4. Not bad at all. It's still a long time to wait for your money to come back. I mean, you may as well just bet a match for the weekend, but.
Yeah, that's the one
game you'll get.
I don't see them. I don't see them coming. I don't see them finishing in below the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big bettor, I mean, you know, if you have 30, 40 grand in an account, I mean, that seems like about as close to a lot as you're going to get. The one thing I find funny about, obviously I'm into American sports way more than some European, but the interesting about over here is there's so much parity in a lot of these leagues. The one league that there's no parity in is the NBA. It's the same 2 teams every year, and I find that the NBA, a lot like these major leagues, there's no parity in most of these major leagues. There's usually 1 or 2 or 3 teams, and maybe 5 at most, that are going to win. Everyone else has no shot. And for me, in a futures-based market, I have no interest in doing that. I want a wide array of choices, 10, 20 different teams, and you just don't have that. But I think that bet, if you have a ton of money in an account like all of us do, I know Martin has millions in his account. So, for him, I would – I think a 50, 60K bet on Tottenham, he doesn't mind holding his money up. I think that's about as good as gold.
I wouldn't. I don't think that we'll ever see. Sorry, I don't think that we'll ever see Martin betting on Tottenham so much money. Maybe on Arsenal.
Or Stuart. I mean, I know Stuart and Alex have tens of millions as well. So I mean, they can.
Martin's saving his millions to buy a vineyard, aren't you, Martin?
Oh, I would love that so much.
Well, buy a nice big vineyard with all your money that you can make off Tottenham. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
I'll move to Sonoma Coast and make cool climate Pinot Noir and Chardonnay and just spend the rest of my days sozzled under the sun, barely even able to escape the misery of Arsenal losing. I won't even know.
One eye.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm actually saving all of my money for babies' diapers and formula. So that's what.
But listen here, guys. Listen here. If you said Natalie 1.7 for Tottenham to finish in top 4, why not to bet on 1.8 Arsenal not to finish in top 4?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another way to it. Me personally, these odds are just too low for me to wait. There's plenty of matches that happen every single weekend, and I think, hey, but you know, it's all a bit of fun, and all those people that sort of bet on Leicester, for example, to win, they were certainly happy that they did do. But it's definitely a topic that we will approach when after the transfer season. I think that will be good. But just for now, just for fun, just going to quickly run through who you think will end up on the top big man. Who's going to win the Premier League next year?
Burnley. No, I'm just kidding.
They improved their away form. They could.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's going to be difficult. I'll go out on a limb here. I got a weird feeling. Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be big in the offseason.
Yeah. Martin?
Chelsea for me all day long.
Right.
Yeah, as long as they can maintain their focus and intensity, they'll do it.
All right, Chelsea's retaining the title. What about you, Alex?
I'm going with Tottenham. First view, yes, Chelsea. If they will play exactly like they did this year, doesn't matter who will come on whatever team. Antonio Conte is the man with the master plan, and he will do the job done again, back-to-back titles. But I don't like small odds for the outright, so I'm going with Tottenham, and I'm expecting the beer to come.
Chasing the value. What about you, Stuart? Who do you think will win next year?
Manchester City. I think they're going to spend big on their defence. I think they'll spend big on their defence. Yeah, it is. They're going to spend huge. They're going to have players back fit. Gundogan will be back fit for most of next season. He's a big player for them, and he played better when he was in the side. But the most interesting bet for me is West Brom to finish in the top half, 4.5.
Okay, interesting. You said that when you were like Manchester City, like you didn't even open your mouth like to say it. Like, you didn't want to say it.
We should do a show like this for the World Cup.
For the World Cup, definitely. Yeah. Well, we've got the World Cup qualifiers coming soon, 9th, 10th, and 11th of June. So
yes, can't wait.
That. We will be covering them every single game. So stay tuned.
We should do this for all the big leagues and for World Cup after we finish the World Cup qualification. Yeah, for sure.
Some of them, I think Bayern Munich to win right now is like 1.1 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. The big fight is in Spain against two teams, Barcelona and Real Madrid. And the big fight, to tell you the truth, you can find the best odds, the closest odds in Premier League. After that, you have again, like you said, Bayern Munich. You have Juventus again in Italy that are leading.
Maybe
very
small. Spend a fortune in the summer.
Well, listen, if we're looking for videos to do, we can finally put to rest Ronaldo versus Messi and battle that one out.
No, I think that that one is old-fashioned. I think that we look more at other kind of old-fashioned. Messi versus Ronaldo. Messi versus Ronaldo. You know what is the best bet? Who will be present more months right now? Either Messi or Ronaldo, because both of them have to give a lot of money to the government in Spain. Messi took 15 months of prison, and Ronaldo right now is looking for.
Wow.
Okay, and Ronaldo now the bet is if he will take 5 years or not.
Wow.
Hey, one thing I know, guys, is we have Kosovo, we have Estonia, we got Gibraltar and Faroe Islands coming up. How exciting is that? I can't wait.
and England gets to play Scotland.
And my bet, by the way, is Manchester United. I think they're going to do it. It's going to be a good year for Manchester United. I'm with you, big man, and that's not just my heart.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Natalie. That seems really homerish, if you ask me.
Take it and do it. Okay, awesome stuff. That wraps things up. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back with more videos as always. Just because it's an off season doesn't mean you've seen The Last of Us. Thank you for watching. Guys, take care. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Take care, Natalie.